Solving multiple steps with PEMDAS. When we have addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, all in the same problem, and then we're asked what it all equals to, we need to step back and make sure we've taken a moment to do PEMDAS. PEMDAS is our order of operation, where the P stands for parentheses or grouping symbols. The E stands for those little numbers up in the clouds, your exponents that tell you how many times you multiply this thing to itself. M and D stand for multiply and divide. We do that together, left or right. And then lastly, addition and subtraction, A and S. Make sure your addition and subtraction is last. So let's get started and tackle this problem and see where we end up going. One of the first things you want to work on is the parentheses. We've got our P here, so we want to tackle these parentheses. We've got 1/2 plus 1/3. Don't forget the exponent, but let's go ahead and work inside that parentheses first. When we have 1/2 and 1/3, we need common denominators. If we multiply our two denominators together, we get 6. So we can make 1/2 equal 6. If we multiply 1/2 times 3/3, we get our 6. Watch this. 1/2 times 3/3. 2 times 3 is our 6. And then 1 times 3 is our new numerator. So 1/2 equals 3/6. And then we're going to do the same thing over here with this 6. We're going to use, I'm going to kind of do it in a different color so you can see it. Our 1/3, well, that's not very sharp. We're going to multiply it by that 2. So times 2, 3 times 2 is 6, times 2, 2 times 1 is 2. So now we have our new fractions. They go inside our parentheses, so we do want to still have our parentheses and they're raised to 2. But we can go ahead and reduce this one more time. 3/6 plus 2/6. We add our 3 plus 2, which is our 5. We put it over the same denominator. We just slide that denominator and we raise that all to the second power. So we've finished our parentheses. We don't have any more here. But the next thing we need to work on, and we're going to go ahead and grab a different color, is our exponents. Okay, so we want to raise this whole 5/6 to the second power. Raising an exponent to the second power means that we multiply 5/6 times itself 2 times. You do need to realize it doesn't mean times 2. It means 5/6 multiplied to itself 2 times. 1, 2, 5 times 5 is 25. And 6 times 6 is 36. So now we've done our exponents and we've finished this whole part of the problem. 1/2 and 1/3 are done. So this 25/36 goes in case of this, and then we have multiplied by 144, subtracted from 3/8, divided by 12 and 1/2, and what does that equal? Now what I'd like to do is grab a new color and talk about what is our order of operation. The next things on the dial is multiplication and division. You do those left to right. So we're going to multiply. Remember right here, if we remember, we are replacing all this with our fraction down here, right? This was a 36. Sorry about that. I kind of erased that. So 25/36 goes right here. And what I want you to see with a different color is we're going to multiply and divide left to right. So 25/36 is multiplied by 144. When we get to a subtraction here, we want to stop. So we want to do this multiplication first, and then we'll subtract, except we have a division. Remember, multiplication, division before addition and subtraction? So if we go ahead and wrap some parentheses around here, that's going to help us work together to do our multiplication first and our division second, left to right. We'll do our subtraction last right there. So I'm going to go ahead and come over here and get with our eraser, and let's start working on the next phase of our problem, which is 25/36 times 144. One of the things you might think about at this point in time is a calculator. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You can take this 144 and put it over 1. I'm going to go ahead and bring up that calculator, move it over here, and let's tackle 25/36. So if I write the fraction, parentheses 25 divided by 36, and I multiply that by our whole number, 144, I can put it over 1 and make it a fraction. 144 divided by 1, which just equals 144. And then I go on my Texas Instrument 83, 84 calculator, whichever you have that works for you, and hit math and enter. I have 100. So all this, 25 times 144 over 36 times 1 equals the whole number 100. So what I'm going to do is, in place of these parentheses right here, I'm going to write my 100 and rewrite my problem. This multiplication is taken care of, but now I have to subtract my division problem. Again, I'm really big on using the calculator. If you like that, that's great. If you don't, I understand. But I'm going to show you with a calculator on this problem, because what we're focused on is multiple steps with PEMDAS. We've finished our parentheses, we finished our exponent, we finished our multiplication. Now we're to our division. You can put this in a calculator and add this right here, add your 12 and your 1/2, or you can make your 12 and 1/2 a fraction itself, doing the big C. When we do the big C for a mixed number where we have a whole number and a fraction, we go take the denominator of the fraction, multiply it times the whole number, so 2 times 12 equals 24. We add that to the numerator, which is 25. Then we slide that 2 across, and there's our new fraction. So our division question is going to be 3/8 divided by 25/2. Now guys, when you divide fractions, you actually multiply and flip the second fraction. But again, if we're using the calculator, which is one of my friends, I think what you need to think about doing is trying that division just like it is. Don't go ahead and convert something else. Why? We're going to put 3/8 in fractions, parentheses 3, divided by 8, parentheses, and now we have a division. So we're going to let the calculator flip and multiply for us. Parentheses, 25 over 2, 25, divided by 2. And then we want to tell our calculator that this is a fraction and we want a fraction answer. And to do that, we go to the math button and then we click enter twice. And so 3/8 divided by 25/2 is 3/100. 3/100. So let's put this in perspective for the rest of the problem. That's this part of the problem, right? And we finished our division. Woohoo! So let's get a new color marker. Oh, we haven't used green yet. Let's use some green. And we have 100 minus 3/10. And again, let's bring up our friend the calculator. And we can go the whole number 100, or we can make 100 a fraction too. You know, we can put any whole number over 1 to make it a fraction. Let's try it that way. So parentheses, 100 divided by 1 parentheses, right? And we're going to subtract the fraction 3/100. Parentheses 3 divided by 100, parentheses, math, enter, and our new answer is, oh my goodness, 9,997 divided by 100. 9,997 divided by 100. This may be your answer if improper fractions are accepted. If they're not, what you need to do then is take this division and read it as a division symbol it is. 997 divided by 100 is actually 99.97 if you're allowed to have decimal answers. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that in the calculator. So I'm going to take 997. I'm going to divide that by 100. And I don't need to go math, enter, because this time I'm actually not looking for a fraction answer. I'm looking for a decimal answer. And I hit enter. 99.97. That also equals, if you were looking to write that as a mixed number, that also equals 99 and 97 100ths, which cannot be reduced. And there is your final answer. I hope it was fun making a mess in PowerPoint and solving multiple steps with PEMDAS. You got this.